If you are so confident that the Sri Lankan army did not commit any crimes or war crimes during the conflict, why not allow for an independent body to come in and make their own independent investigation?
This is the internal matter. I mean, I don't want my internal matters to be inquired by any other country or any other NGOs. So we will look after that. That's why I have appointed a commission. So if there is any violations, we will see.
So you're saying that this commission you've appointed will investigate alleged war crimes?
No, I mean, if there is anything like that, they will come and complain to us. Then we will inquire into it.
Will you take action against those who committed these alleged war crimes?
Yes, certainly, certainly.
Even if they're on your side? Even if they're connected to you?
If it is a crime, whether if I did do, whether it is my relation, my army commander or anybody, it's immaterial. It's a crime. Crime is a crime. So we have to punish them. So we can't punish a person for defeating terrorism. So if the international community wants to punish Sri Lanka for defeating terrorism, I'm not for that.
You can understand the international community's concern, though. If you have an internal investigation, a government that is investigating itself, yes, in terms of, I mean, where is the transparency? How can we be assured that it will be fair and just and transparent?
You don't ask that from the Americans. You don't go and ask that from the British or any other country about Iraq or Afghanistan or what is happening in Pakistan. This is, I mean, be fair with us. Be fair with us. Don't treat Sri Lanka because we are like this because we defeated terrorism. Unfortunately, other countries couldn't defeat terrorism yet, though we have done that.
Colombo. Any international can ask for any investigation. There will be no investigations in this country. I will oppose anybody who is trying to do, because there is no reason. The only thing that we have to do is to bring this country, develop this country, bring peace to the country, reconciliation. By bringing out all these things will not, these are the people who wanted have other motives, who are asking, whether it is United Nations or whether it is any other country, I am not allowing any investigation in this country. There is no reason, there is nothing wrong happening in this country. If take it from me, there will be no investigation for anything in this country. I will not allow. That is not public wants. That is what does not this country wants. Don't ask anything about any investigation. Don't talk to me any investigation. There will be no investigations in this country. Take it from me. I am the Secretary of Defense, and I will oppose anybody who wants to have this thing. I will not act anything. This is my final word.
Do you think the Tamil Tigers are finished?
Yes.
Is there any chance of them regrouping again?
Any organization can regroup, but I will ensure that we will not regroup.
Sri Lanka's Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa talking exclusively there to the BBC's Anbarasan Ettaraj.
I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Pires here to the State Department. I first met him 15 years ago when I was in Colombo, Sri Lanka, and it is a great pleasure. Dr. Pires is a capable, experienced public servant whose leadership is helping to move Sri Lanka toward renewal and reconciliation, and we hope to greater peace, prosperity, and security for the future. The United States has long been a friend of Sri Lanka. Our countries share a history of democratic institutions. Since the LTTE terrorist group was defeated 1 year ago, the United States will continue to provide Sri Lanka with demining assistance to help heal the wounds of war and bring lasting peace and prosperity to the country. As part of this effort, the Minister and I discussed Sri Lanka's Reconciliation Commission. The United States strongly supports political and ethnic reconciliation in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka will remain a strong, united country by drawing on the strength of all of its citizens, valuing the diversity of its people, and ensuring equal rights for everyone. So once again, I want to thank Minister Pires for our productive discussion today and commend him for his commitment to the reconciliation process. The United States pledges our continued support to Sri Lanka and wishes the Sri Lankan people and the government's success in this very challenging but important work ahead. Mr. Minister.
Let me begin by thanking Secretary Clinton very sincerely for her initiative in inviting me here to the State Department at this very critical juncture in our country's contemporary history. It's a time of great promise and hope for Sri Lanka. New vistas of opportunity are opening up in every sector of life in my country. Today we have two singular advantages. One is an honorable and enduring peace consequent upon the eradication of terrorism. The second strength we have is an unprecedented degree of political stability, which the country has not achieved during the last 25 years. As Secretary Clinton pointed out, we are proud of the tremendous progress that we have made during the short space of 1 year with regard to the resettlement of internally displaced people, an excruciatingly difficult problem. We were not really well equipped to handle it at the time we were called upon to do so, unexpectedly. We have been able to resettle people in their natural habitat, but we have not been content with that. It is not a question of just resettling people physically, but we want to ensure a restoration of livelihoods so that they're able to live their lives with dignity, without bitterness or rancor. That's very essential. The other challenge, of course, was the reactivation of the electoral process, which had been dormant for a long period because of the turbulence in that part of the country. And there is a need today for political space to be provided for the emergence of a legitimate democratic Tamil leadership, particularly at the local government level, because the LTTE had destroyed the leaders of the Tamil community just as much as they had annihilated the leaders of other communities. One of our principal challenges in Sri Lanka is to revive, to strengthen institutions of democracy, now that the country is returning to normal. I express President Mahinda Rajapaksa's thanks to Hillary Clinton for the steps that have been taken by the State Department to remove the travel warning on Sri Lanka. That is a recognition of the improvement, the very significant improvement of the security situation. The government went to Parliament just 3 weeks ago to remove more than 70% of the emergency regulations under which the country had been governed for as long a period as almost 5 years. And this demonstrates the political resolve of the government to expunge these regulations as soon as possible, not to apply them for one moment longer than they are necessary. We believe, Madam, that there is a strong correlation between economic contentment and political motivation. As we move forward towards a political resolution of the conflict, we want to ensure that the people of those areas live with a sense of dignity and well-being. So these are some of the challenges that we are facing in our country at present, and this is the trajectory that we envision for the future. We have in Sri Lanka a very committed, a courageous political leadership that is capable of grappling with these problems. And we look forward to a multi-dimensional relationship with the United States on the lines of what is envisioned in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee report of Senator John Kerry and Senator Lugar, who have called for a broadening and a deepening of the relationship between our two countries at this time. I think there's a role for American companies to come in and to participate vigorously in the rebuilding of infrastructure, in the resuscitation of democratic institutions, All of this is possible, and we look forward, Madam, to a rich and deep relationship with the United States in the new and exciting situation which has arisen in my country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minister. Thank you.
We have time for 2 questions. We'll begin with David Wallace.
My question is for both of you, and it concerns the Reconciliation Commission that Sri Lanka is setting up. Human rights groups, including Human Rights Watch today, basically said that the parameters of this commission are much too narrow, and that there really should be an independent international investigation of the alleged war crimes that occurred at the in the last month of the war. And I just wonder what your reflections are on that.
Well, I think the point of departure is the observation by Secretary Clinton that the paramount consideration is the needs and the priorities of the people of Sri Lanka. Commissions of this nature have made a useful contribution to healing processes in other parts of the world in post-conflict scenarios, but the focus has to be on the local culture, on the local situation. So it is our firm conviction that the commission which has been set up in Sri Lanka, consisting of people of stature and independence with a mandate that is broad enough to address the critical issues. The mandate specifically empowers the commission to give their minds to these issues. Adequate financial resources have been placed at the disposal of the commission, and the commission enjoys a broad measure of public support within Sri Lanka, which is a decisive consideration. So our plea is that we be given the space to allow the commission to begin its work without impediment or without hindrance. And certainly along the road, if we feel that there is a need for support, then we would certainly be happy to engage in a dialogue with the United Nations to get the benefit of the wisdom and the experience of the United Nations. But we think that at the start, the Commission must be given every encouragement to set about its work, and there must be a presumption that it is going to succeed. We must begin on that note. It's going to succeed. We want it to succeed. And we want all our friends abroad to support us vigorously and unreservedly in that endeavor.
Sri Lanka build a firm foundation for peace, security, and prosperity. Thank you. Thank you all.
Any message from Sri Lanka to defeat Al-Qaeda in Afghanistan? Thank you.